This week, we are telling you all about how to protect yourself in this dangerous, toxic world.
Hey you guys, Erin here at EatMoveRest and welcome back to the channel. You might notice that I'm not wearing my tinfoil hat thanks to the metal plate in my head. But today we're going to be talking about common household toxins, our top 7 in fact, that may be harming your health. It can impact your mood, your sleep, even your weight. So we're not only going to tell you what to avoid, but we're going to offer you some upgrades as well so you don't have to feel super stressed and anxious, but more so empowered. If you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up. Join us here by hitting that subscribe button and make sure your bell is clicked so you'll get notified whenever we put out brand new content on our channel. As always, leave us some love in the comments below and share this with anyone who might find it useful. Follow us daily on Instagram at Erin Stanzik, at DBStanzik. Let's dive right in. Number 1 on our list of common household toxins and chemicals to avoid is Teflon. So most of us have used and or owned nonstick bakeware and cookware, but Teflon is also hidden in other household products like carpet, water-resistant clothing, even our dental floss. So floss that has that waxy coating on it is a definite no-go. When you're flossing your gums, for example, these chemicals can go straight into the bloodstream. And as for nonstick cookware, we definitely tend to avoid it. We have gotten rid of some of ours as of late. Even our little mini waffle maker that we were loving so much, we upgraded to a ceramic version that we linked on our Amazon store. Needless to say, there are chemicals like PFTE and PFOA. I can read them out, but honestly, I can't even pronounce them. All you have to know is if you're searching for new products, make sure that they are free of these chemicals. The problem is these chemicals tend to reside in our body for long periods of time. Our body has a very difficult time expelling these toxins. Don't let that stress you out. Just do your best to avoid nonstick as much as possible. Make upgrades where you can, and really focus on nourishing your body to cleanse and detoxify these chemicals and heavy metals. So if you're thinking, hey mama, I don't want to do the searching for myself, I want to know what you guys use. My top pick would be glass. Bake and cook with glass as much as possible. It is clean and pure, it's clear, so that's a good indicator. My second pick would be stainless steel. This is what we've been using for baking. There is nothing that's going to leach into your food. We also cook with stainless steel pots and pans as much as possible. Another option would be ceramic coating or cast iron. So this one is amazing. It's ceramic coated and it serves the same purpose as non-stick. So it's great for things like pancakes or scrambles. Our product recommendations will all be linked below. A movie that we recently watched that really hit home for us is called Dark Waters. Definitely check it out. It is a real eye-opener. Which also brings us to our next, what's in our water?
Number 2 is water. Now, if you ask us, this is probably actually the most important one to take a look at. So Erin and I have taken a deep dive this last, I don't know, probably month or 2 into our water. There are like a million scary things in our water, from fluoride to pesticides to pharmaceuticals, bacteria. It's like full of nasty stuff, which is why they chlorinate our water, which is another thing that we aren't necessarily gonna wanna drink all day, every day. So, Erin and I are currently using an RO system in our house. It's a countertop system, super easy. You fill it up, you set the jug down, you walk away and it takes care of it. An RO system gets rid of everything, the good and the bad. So what we have decided to do is re-mineralize our water. So you guys know that we are friends with Darren O'Lean, who currently has the probably my favorite show on Netflix right now, Down to Earth with Zac Efron. Darren, being the water expert that he is, again recommends RO systems. And then he also recommends re-mineralizing your water. So you can get something like this that we've talked about before from Sun Warrior, these fulvic minerals, these seawater, like super concentrated mixes that are just packed full of these minerals that even if you're drinking the tap water, you're probably also deficient in. So again, here's another one. This comes from Salt Lake City, the Great Salt Lake. And Darren has also even recommended just putting an actual pinch of sea salt in your RO water. You'll remineralize it, re-energize that water, and it's like seriously been changing Erin and I's lives. We like sleep better, we feel like we have more energy, we just feel cleaner, more hydrated, and I don't know, I believe it. I think it's really, really working. When it comes to your containers, we would recommend two: stainless steel and glass. Glass, again, is obviously going to be the best, not to mention it's also highly recyclable. This happens to be blue glass, which if you set it in the sun can also have like an incredible energizing effect to your water. So again, this is something that Darren and others recommend. You can buy these online, obviously. People make them on Etsy. I just got this. It's actually warm because we've had it sitting in the sun all day. So, are we crazy? Maybe. But are we super healthy? Yeah, I think that's no doubt. So again, I take this with me most days because I've got a lid on it. It's stainless steel. It's all banged up. It works just fine too. Keep it clean, keep it full of fresh, healthy, mineral-rich water. If you're looking for a good movie similar to the one Erin mentioned about Teflon, definitely watch Erin Brockovich with Julia Roberts. It is a classic, super, super good one.
So number 3 on our list isn't necessarily a chemical, but it most definitely can be toxic to our bodies. I'm talking about EMFs. So we've got Wi-Fi floating around us all over the place, pinging from our speakers throughout the house, from our TV, from our router, our phones, our laptops. We are being heavily bombarded by these frequencies. As electrical beings, these electromagnetic fields can really scramble and mess us up. It can cause anxiety and sleeplessness, numbness, tingling, even possibly tumors and cancer. Now, you can argue back and forth on this, but I definitely don't want to risk it because we are definitely going through a period in history where we are all in this giant guinea pig melting pot experiment. So I would say err on the side of caution. We have all kinds of EMF blocking devices. For example, I've got this really hip and cool mom phone case. So it actually blocks EMFs being transmitted. So definitely something to look into. I've got a laptop tray. I wish I would have had this when I was pregnant. So they've also got blankets you can get to cover your lap with. Super important. It's just a small step in the right direction. You know, we can't avoid these things altogether, but definitely worth doing your best on that. On that note, something else we do when it comes to screen time is blue blocking glasses. So there is quite the spectrum here. So these are clears that you can use throughout the day. And then as you transition into the late afternoon and evening, these get yellow. And then bedtime is the orange. And I can vouch that when I put these puppies on, I feel a lot more sleepy. The best bet would be to avoid screens at bedtime, but we all know how we are in this day and age. So just be aware of how much you are exposed, and when you go to bed, it might not be a bad idea to unplug your Wi-Fi router. That's something that we've started doing as well. The simplest and most inexpensive, in fact, free ways to avoid EMFs are to put your phone on airplane mode when it's in your pocket and don't hold it to your ear. Try to use speakerphone whenever you can. If you've been sitting at your computer desk all day, you're just buzzing away with all of your electronic devices, one of the most beneficial and free things you can do for your body is slip your shoes off, go outside and get grounded, or go barefoot in the grass. It can really help to offset and remove some of that static electricity that has built up.
Number 4 is glyphosate. The #1 substance found not just in our drinking water, but on conventional produce. Conventional apples are actually banned in Europe because they are drowned in glyphosate. This is Roundup. So we've all heard of Roundup, glyphosate, and how it's ruining farms, ruining people's lives, just like some of the others, causing cancer, birth defects, and overall just wreaking havoc on our world. So Erin and I have eaten organic for a few years now, and that's one of the things that we actually recommend to all of our coaching clients and the people who are really getting into caring about their food. Genetically modified foods are genetically modified for this one reason. They can be Roundup ready. In other words, they can spray the food directly with things like Roundup, glyphosate, and these other harmful chemicals, but it will not harm the food. but we eat it. It just seems absurd, so crazy. Erin and I have a couple of peach trees that we planted a couple years ago. You guys may have seen on our channel already, and there were like 200 peaches. We couldn't even eat them all. But the thing was, they were mostly covered in worms. We're like, what? These must be bad. False. Worms are a good sign, whether they're in your soil or in your apples or in your peaches. It's a good sign, because if bugs are eating your food, it's a good sign that that's a healthy fruit, right? It's when you see bugs not eating the plants that you kind of wonder, I wonder why they're not eating that. It's because they're covered in these chemicals, right? So don't fear if you see a worm in your apple. That's a good choice. We sometimes have to share. All this being said, we know that we're all on a budget. So something that we've been recommended to by Dr. Greger himself is the Dirty Dozen Clean 15. So this is something you can look up. We'll probably link it below. There are some foods that you can actually get away with eating conventional. Things like oranges and watermelons and pumpkins that have a really thick, hard outer shell or peel that you're not going to be eating are probably actually okay to eat conventional. That being said, things like apples where you are eating the skin, or kale or berries, definitely want to get organic. So again, to learn more about that, click the link below.
Next up, similar to tap water, is our household cleaning and personal care products. So these are rife with tons and tons of different chemicals. Some red flags to look out for would be things like phthalates, parabens, fragrance, sulfates, and sulfites. The list goes on and on. So similar to food, we say if you can't read it, don't eat it. Same goes for your skin and personal care products. If you're like me, you have a difficult time navigating the ingredients list, so there's a super helpful app called Think Dirty. So you can either scan a barcode on your product or put in the product name, and it will come out with a rating. So it'll be either a green, a yellow, an orange, or a red, and it'll kind of go through and tell you what each product does and if it's safe or not. These chemicals go into doing things like preserving and making the products shelf stable, sudsing agents, antibacterial effects, which can actually harm the good bacteria on our skin. So think of the skin as the body's largest organ. So just like the foods that you eat, anything you put in should be safe, anything that you put on should also be safe because it absorbs directly into the bloodstream. A lot of these chemicals can do things like disrupt your hormones, your metabolism, even cause cancer. Again, cancer keeps coming up, so all the more reason to read the labels, check out apps like Think Dirty. So I'll link some of my favorite products below as far as hair care, skin care, and cosmetics go. As far as household and cleaning products, we actually have a video that I'll link below where we talk about how we mainly use vinegar and baking soda to do things like laundry and cleaning.
So next on our list of things to avoid are VOCs, or volatile organic compounds. So as someone who is obsessed with Home Depot like myself, whether I'm buying paint or buying landscape materials or buying a rug for the house, we have to look at the labels and see where these things fall on the VOC list. So a lot of things actually have a rating. Paint companies actually now rate the level of VOCs in their products. So when you buy paint, or like I said, furniture or rugs or mattresses, you can typically tell by the smell. So sometimes you open a package or open a can of paint and you're like, whoa, that seriously smells strong. These are fumes, these are things that are coming off, and our suggestion would be to, number one, and things like paint that are gonna be permanent and kids are gonna be climbing on and touching and licking, you wanna have 0 VOCs in there. Things like mattresses, same thing. You're gonna be sleeping on this, which is why we love our organic mattress we recently got. But if it's something you're concerned about, you can open the windows in your house to let some fresh air in once in a while. And again, when you're buying paint, simply look at the label and make sure that there's a 0 rating for your VOCs. You can also ask companies, and again, ask the people that you're buying these products from. Now, companies are more aware. Consumers like us are saying, hey, these products are dirty, they're stinky, they're dangerous. And so companies are in turn cleaning them up. So rest assured that our products are always getting better. And when we choose to spend a little more, like we said like we did on our organic mattress, companies in turn start making more and more clean products. So open your windows once in a while, get some fresh air in there, and check the labels on your paint and things like that when you're buying them.
Last but certainly not least, Last but certainly not least on our list is BPA. So we all know that it is commonly found in plastic water bottles. It's also found in the lining of canned foods, and something you may not know is it is found in the heat-sensitive receipt paper that we get at the majority of the stores we shop at. Every time that transaction takes place and you grab that receipt paper, you are actually physically absorbing BPA into your bloodstream. It has been known to be a major hormone disruptor, so steer clear as much as possible. Ask for the receipt to be emailed to you if possible. It's becoming more and more common, and it's also a zero-waste strategy to be more environmentally friendly. And as far as water bottles, again, trying your best to avoid plastic use is going to be better for the environment. So avoid those single-use plastics. Go for glass or stainless steel instead. If you are drinking out of a plastic water bottle, make sure to keep it out of the heat. Extreme temperatures can cause that BPA to leach even more. Another place to look is for BPA-free cans. So this one right here is USDA organic and the lining is BPA free. Better option would be to get your glass tomatoes, even better yet, fresh tomatoes. With things like beans and grains, opt for the dry goods in the bulk section. The nice thing is avoiding these chemicals is also going to be friendlier to our environment.
We hope you guys enjoyed all of this super helpful information. While it can be scary and overwhelming, look at the bright side. We are giving you ways to clean up your life, to clean up the environment, and just take it slow, make teeny tiny upgrades one at a time, and you guys will be set before you know it, living a clean, healthy, toxic-free lifestyle.
If you guys want me to take a deeper dive into my personal care products, definitely let me know in the comments below. Also share with us any of your strategies, any resources you have, or maybe other chemicals and toxins in your household that you've been avoiding. Let's start the conversation so we can all grow and learn together. I would recommend just starting small. With my personal care products, I literally upgraded one thing at a time over several months, which compounded into revamping my entire bathroom arsenal. So again, don't feel overwhelmed, but feel empowered. We hope you guys like this video. Until next time, eat, move, rest, your best.
Oh, kiss. We're Dusty, Erin, Max, and Bo, and we're the Stanzics.
We aspire to live a plant-centric, faith-forward, healthy lifestyle and welcome all of the adventures that accompany it. Join us every week as we blend, chop, juice, run, lift, ride, and master our minds in between on the ultimate quest to find better balance, deeper connection, and true happiness within.